Good day everyone. We are the group 3 of MTEC 102 and our topic is all about mooring incidents and assessing common pitfalls and case. So, I am Bunjoshua Dolente and my group members are Christopher Ivan Dumdum, Erwin Ryan Dordura, and last is Aris Iyas. So in our course outcome, this topic will give information regards to avoid mooring incidents. And in our learning outcome, it is stated there that at the end of the session of this subject, the students will collect some knowledge about on how to avoid mooring incidents, and the students will also learn what are the do's and don'ts when or avoid in dragging the anchor, and the importance of the topic. One of the most important duties that mariners must conduct on the ship's deck is mooring. So working on the deck of a ship is a difficult task. Deck crews must take different safety precautions and be familiar with the operation of the deck machinery and systems as well as mooring operation equipments. So okay, let's discuss our main topic. So mooring is a operation on board, hindering many challenges for crew members involved. So in particular, many accidents involving mooring equipment and have reported in the last year, so resulting in to injuries and expensive claims. Some of the common failures are, so first common failure is the inadequate lines. So several times the choice of mooring line was based on a wrong criteria, resulting to reduced response of the line. Additionally, even if the criteria were as required in the adequate storage or maintenance procedures may also lead to same result. So, for example, dili mao ang paggamit sa line para sa mooring or dili siya angay. So, for example is rope sa baseline nga nagamit siya sa line sa spring line, mao siyang matawag nga inadequate lines. So that's all.
Good day everyone, I am Decadet Arisias. I'm here to tackle about the inadequate mooring equipments. The next one is the planning and the best practices. First is the inadequate mooring equipment use. Having the correct lines on board does not necessarily mean smooth operations. The installed equipment on board may also create problems. Mooring winches, capstans, fairleads, choke, bollard are to be manufactured and installed under specific requirements based mostly on the supported line size, length, and minimum braking load. Common errors are the inadequate settings for the winch brake, inadequate maintenance of equipment, and the condition of mooring decks, sharp edges, and etc. Especially for the winch brakes, it is very common after maintenance of winches crew to forget to reinstall the brake on the correct loads as per mooring lines of the ship design MBL used on the winch. The next one is the planning. All equipment on board, lines, and supportive installation have been assessed during construction in respect of a specific environmental condition. Both IMO MSC 1175 and OCIMF MEG 4 have such condition as reference in order to set the maximum limits of mooring system used. However, one reason will still report failures is that even though most of ports and terminals have their own specific limits of environmental condition, the commercial time schedule pressure is such that in some cases that these limits are overlooked. Furthermore, in some other cases, masters fail to predict or to understand the forthcoming weather condition or environmental parameters, waves, tides, current, and etc. The last one is the best practices. The regulatory requirements for size, length, and minimum breaking loads of the mooring line should be followed, as well as IMO, MSC, CIRC 1175, and relevant IASC guidance. The OCIMF MEG 4 is also a recommended approach on calculating ship design, MBL, and other relevant parameters. Having chosen the right lines, the next step is to know the exact position of each line on board. A detailed log with position on board should be followed. The OCIMF MEG 4 requirements for a detailed line management plan and a mooring equipment registered are recommended. The log should include, the first one is the identified position for each line on board. The next one is the manufacture date and the date of first use on board, and lastly the hour under tension. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm Cadet Dumdum Christopher Ivan. Levels of aerob inspection. In addition, effective maintenance procedures should be followed. For each rope, the following 3 levels of inspection take place. First is the deployment inspection. Deployment inspection, it is conducted on work length of the line or outboard of the tension side of the winch. During every mooring, operation by shift personnel assigned to specific mooring station. The operation by personnel assigned to specific mooring station. The working length of the line or outboard of the tension side of winch should be inspection for defect which may impair the performance of the line. Second is the routine inspection. A full-length inspection based on a visual external and internal inspection. Jack lines to be inspected in accordance with manufacturer's requirements. This inspection is to be conducted periodically in accordance with company maintenance scheduled by trained, qualified, and experienced personnel. And next is the detail inspection. Detail inspection, a full-length detail inspection include all internal and external tests conducted by third party or manufactured representative to be conducted when the line is near to reach the end of expected service life. Next is the end policy. All mooring ropes that are fitted on the winch should be rotated periodically as per company policy in order to ensure the ropes which are exposed to be heavy load condition are not exposed for extended periods. The practice will increase their service life. First, in order to ensure continuity, the ropes need to be rotated or irrespective of whether they have been replaced. Next is if a mooring line during inspection shows sign of damage near the splice or on the splice, it must be reversed in order to use the other side of the rope or wire. Next is each line to be reversed end for end only once. The date of the end for end change and the total hours under tension should be marked.
Good day, sir. I'm the Cadet Erwin Ryan Deidora. Overall, good planning is key in order to avoid failure after mooring in the regard. Masters should review weather forecast, terminal experience, and limits local environmental condition in order to decide the berthing approach, number of mooring lines to be used, and mooring position. Monitoring during stay and toolbox meeting to provide information to mooring parties is essential as well. Roles and responsibility of each crew members should be clearly defined. Therefore, an effective communication plan between parties and shore personnel is of utmost importance. Do and don't to avoid dragging anchor. Do. Use anchor watch function of like this as supplement to GPS anchor alarm. Know the weather and bear in the mind the wind direction. Be aware advanced study charts consider the seabed. Check the chart deep. Always keep a proper watchkeeping. Make the dip drop. Don't. Sit the anchor watch on this which without testing it. Anchor on a lee shore even if the chart has an anchor symbol on it. Forget the double check there will be sufficient wind for high water. And the rest the importance of extra lockout. Keep those distance from the other anchored ships. Do and don't when dragging anchor. Sometimes even if everything is done right, dragging anchor may still occur. So the next best practice is to do everything to minimize significantly advice in packs. Do use bow, thruster, main engine, and steering to maneuver. If dragging is inevitable, let the vessel drag a controlled manner. Deploy more cables. Always inform the master and the main engine and call assistant tag. Stop all cargo operation. Don't override the anchors. Don't do so when you know oil and gas operation being carried out in the vicinity. Drop a second anchor unless the ship is small. Forget to inform alert BTS and other vessel nearby of the condition. Maintain cargo bargains.